Hello and welcome to the Colourful Layers Podcast. This is a space for colorful conversations to inspire a better you and me. If you are joining for the first time, welcome. My name is Motso Taje. Please join me as I chat to some of the world's bright minds, strong voices, and experts as we delve into topics relating to your emotional, physical, mental, and of course, overall well-being. So today is a cut down of the version of the episode that is titled The Science of Afro-textured Hair. I am joined by clinical trichologist, and she is the founder of Hairtural Studio as well as hair and skin retail store Autumn. Her name is Bothlale Tshetlo. So let's get right into it.
Are there common challenges that you usually come across when people come in to see you that we could look out for?
Yeah. So the framework, I call it the scalp and hair profile, and it's like a sort of 3-step process. The first part is understanding your genetics, because that's what that's why your hair is the way it is, right? And then the second step is once you know that profile, then it's a products. Then you know what products to use, what products to avoid. And then the third step is then your regimen. What type of routine, a hair care routine must you follow? And these will be different for the different profiles. So it's not the biggest lie when it comes to hair care is the for all hair types label. Because that's what causes a lot of the challenges. Because my kids' hair, I'm a different profile to my kids, and they both have different profiles. So we use different products. We follow my daughter's styling is very different from how I style my hair. My hair loves certain types of styling, and hers a different way. So I would say the biggest part of taking away a lot of trauma, a lot of what makes hair care difficult is really understanding what your profile is. So normally I've got a quiz online that people can take, but it's quite limited because I can't see your scalp. So you might think your scalp is dry and enter dry, and it will give you a dry profile. But if you're not oily scalp, it does help give you a sense of what your profile is. So when I do the consultations, I also sort of go through your scalp, and we give you a scalp profile and we give you a hair profile, because those are two different things as well, because we treat them the same. We apply the same products to the scalp and hair, which is wrong, because the scalp is an extension of the skin and the hair is a harder keratin to the skin keratin. So I would say the important part is understand your profile. Nutrition is a big factor in hair care. So your body, if your body is not well, your hair chances of it being well are quite low. So the body is always looking at your survival. So if you've got an imbalance elsewhere, it's focused on that part. So if it needs to take nutrients that would have gone to your hair and to address the imbalance, it does that. So nutrition, so your overall wellness and health is also very important. So I can't say take the supplement for your hair when you're not eating well. So your overall well-being and health is important, because if let's say you've gone vegan, right? So you're not getting the right minerals for your body. Your protein is down. Your hair is gonna get affected. So then it means, okay, your overall body is gonna be down on protein. So you need to then look at either increasing plant proteins or getting supplements to improve that. So once your body is fine, then the body will direct that extra to the hair, like nutrition. And that's why as a trichologist, I always incorporate even supplements, so if you've got deficiencies, those need to get addressed, because then your hair will get better. But having a well-balanced diet is very, very important for your hair health. So so just making sure that all the basic food groups are covered, that you've got enough protein, you're taking enough for these fruits and vegetables in there, because then there's certain minerals that your body, your hair needs. And if your body is not getting those, it'll actually deprive the hair of them. And that's when you start seeing hair issues playing out. So your hair is actually, and scalp is like the best warning system about what could be happening. Yeah. Whenever there is a change, it's address it or go have it checked out. Because a lot of the times there's a lot of my patients see it as, maybe I can get an oil for it, or I can style it so it doesn't show. And unfortunately with hair, the longer you wait and the damage gets done, it's tougher to sort of have proper hair recovery, when it comes to sort of seeing problems. So when you're seeing a change, like rather have your hair looked at, because a lot of the times it's what's happening to your body. There's an underlying issue that you need to address. It could be a hormonal imbalance, but getting something that is put on topically is not addressing the cause.
Sure, very interesting. And then you also mentioned a third one, if I'm not mistaken.
When I was chatting about the sort of three. Then it's routine. Yeah. So it was knowing your profile, then the right products, and then it's also the right routine, right? To follow hair care routine. So, and these will be different. And also, me and you might have the same profile, but our lifestyles are different. Right. So you could be going to gym a lot more, and so you'll be sweating a lot more. So your scalp might be itchy a lot more. And so that means that all those things need to be taken into account in your hair care, and also the type of products that you will be using. So it has to be specific to how what works for you. And it'll be very different from how my regimen is like. So somebody who's got an oily scalp will need to cleanse their hair a lot more often, than somebody who's got a normal scalp. And that's where the changes in the routines have to be personalized and individualized, because it's specific to you. And so, all these things, if they're not aligned to you, then it does make the journey so much more harder and a lot more challenging, because if you don't know what your profile is, you're definitely going to be using the wrong products. I mean, I always say it's like walking into a shoe store, not knowing what shoe size you wear and grabbing any shoe and wearing it. It's either going to be too big and it'll be uncomfortable, so you're not getting the best out of the shoes, or it'll be tight and then it'll cause, then you're going to have all sorts of issues with your toes. So, but when you've got the perfect pair and the right size, you'll enjoy those shoes better. And it's the same with our hair, right? If you're using the wrong products, you're not experiencing your hair in balance. It will always be out of balance. And then if you're not then following the right routine for the right hair care routine, that'll worsen it as well.
Yeah. So when you speak of profiles, right, I've heard a lot of people talking on, social media, 4C hair or 3C, I don't know, the different, is that what you mean, like the different hair types? And then are there categories in terms of what that routine will look like for the different, hair profiles?
So that particular typing system by Andrew Walker, he was Oprah's stylist. And I think he had a hair range, and he was looking at the different, and it was just looking at the curl pattern. And what the trichology cause, and what we saw in the salon, we never really focused on that because we could see that it's not the only thing that matters. Your curl type or all it is a shape of your curl, and that is determined by the shape of your follicle. The follicle is what your hair grows out of. So if you have a round follicle, your hair is going to be straight. So Asians and Caucasians with straight hair have round follicles. If you've got an oval follicle, the hair will grow wavy. And if the follicle is elliptical, then the hair grows out coily and curly. So all it is just that it's like, and fair enough, there is, in terms of sort of taking care of your hair, there is a difference in if your hair is coily and somebody who's straight. So coily hair will be more dry because the oils that coat the hair struggle to move to the ends of the hair. So there will be differences. And our hair, if it's elliptical, the hair will be flatter. So it's a lot more fragile compared to the Asians have thicker hair. So their hair is stronger than ours. So that is just, it was just sort of, it's one aspect. So when I was looking at the different profiles, and obviously having done the trichology course as well, where I was then able to connect the science of what I'd seen in the salon to the profiles, I saw that the scalp is actually what determines how your hair looks. So the shape of the follicle determines the type of curl you have. The size of the follicle also impacts, because you've got people with very fine hair and their hair will be very prone to breakage. So then it means the type of products they use must have protein in them. And then I saw that the people who the scalp barrier is, they don't have a strong scalp barrier, so they tend to react very easily to products. They have allergies, they have a lot of skin allergies. So they have to use different types of products. And then also the oil gland that pours oil into follicle. If you've got a lot of oil, and it's all just genetics, right? So if you produce a lot of oil, you struggle with a lot of oily scalp, and a lot of people with that profile will also have an oily skin. So they have a lot more oily breakouts. And because the scalp is an extension of the skin, there are some, even though some people might be different combinations, but the majority will, if you've got an oily face, there's a huge chance that you have an oily scalp. So, So then what I did, I went back and then I looked at all the research I had done, right? And all the information I'd received from the stylists, because they were experiencing, even styling the different types of hair and how different products were impacting on their hair. And then I looked at the science of the scalp and hair and sort of aligned what I'd learned with what we'd seen. And it's basically that it's your scalp. There's certain scalp characteristics that then define how your hair looks, and when and these things have a bigger impact on taking care of the hair. So me and you could have very coily hair, but we can't use the same products because I might have more oil and you have a dry scalp, you have little hair. So that is what then defines the type of products you're going to use and the type of regimen you're going to use. So I looked at all the typing systems that were there, and each of them was just describing one aspect of our hair. And what I tried to do with the profile system was sort of a classification system that covers more than just one aspect of the hair, covers more than just your curl pattern, but it also takes into account what is your scalp. Does your scalp have hydration, proper hydration? Because that's also important. Are you producing enough sebum? It's your scalp sensitive, and that's then I sort of saw that there were 4 key, and they're very in line with the skin profiles. You'll get an oily skin profile, a dry, a sensitive, and normal. And it's the same with the profiles, yeah.
A massive big thank you to my guest, Bothlale Tshetlo, for all the amazing insights and knowledge that she shared with us. And a big thank you to you too for listening. If you liked what you heard, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Your support really does help. And of course, we've got a brand new Instagram page. It's called Colourful Layers Podcast. So please go through and follow. We would love to hear from you. Thank you so much. Cheers.